Good morning, everyone. This is Mike from MythGaming Minnesota here with you on my Holy Paladin Mysteria. Here today at popular request to discuss Mouseover macros and keybinds. Now, why are Mouseover macros important? Well, for me, it was getting rid of healing add-ons such as Voodoo or Healbot to help clear up game memory. I already use enough add-ons that take up enough memory, such as Exorcist Raid Duels, Details, and as you can see, LVUI. It's also fun being I use an Orb Weaver to get the clicks in there from using Mouseover macros. I did use my keyboard before switching to this, so I'll give a brief overview of how to do this with a keyboard if you don't have a Orb Weaver such as I do. But again, I've loved my Orb Weaver. I highly recommend you get those. They can help out immensely. Now, Mouseover macros are important. When I'm out healing, I don't want to be clicking and targeting everyone to heal them. What Mouseover macros do is when I'm out healing in a raid or a party, my frames are right here in the middle of my screen. Why that's important is, now I've been doing a little bit of practice on these target dummies. You'll see they still have my beacons on them. I can just mouse over him. I don't have to click on him, and boom, he gets the heal. Move over to him, and he gets the heal. Another reason this is important, it allows me to keep my enemy targeted, because throughout the fight as a Holy Paladin, I'm definitely always throwing my hammer out, and then I want to take care of, or make use of the proc I get from my legendary ring, the Crown Jewel. Judgment increases all healing you do by 15% for 5 seconds. So I want to make sure to get that out, and then get my heals out. You can see that one crit for just over 4 million, 4.4 almost. Now, I'm not mousing over the individual characters, I'm mousing over their raid frames. But you'll see I have this training dummy focused. If I'm not mousing over anyone, it focuses him. The priority I have set up for my healing spells is whoever I'm mousing over, whoever my focus is, whoever I'm targeting, and then myself. The myself one is important for solo questing, although I will admit when I'm out solo questing I'm generally in protection mode. Now, as I mentioned, I use a Orb Weaver. 1 through 3 and 4, 5, 6 are the 6 middle buttons on my Orb Weaver, and that's always going to be my main spells, whether it's heals or DPS. The reason I keep my main spells there is muscle memory. I know where I can go hit something and I don't have to worry about mishitting something. Although, like everyone else, you can fat finger from time to time. My most common fat finger is when I'm going to hit the 4 button, I will hit Z, which is just below it, which for every character, Z is my movement button. That's the other important part about key binding. Always keep similar spells in a similar location. That helps with muscle memory. For example, on all my healers or any class that has a cleanse, that is always on the equal sign, which these 7 are the first 6 buttons on my Naga mouse. Cleanse is always the equals button. That way I never have to guess where it's at, it's just reactive, I can go there immediately. Muscle memory is huge in speeding up your DPS, speeding up your heals, getting spells out faster. So that's a quick rundown of Mouseover macros, and don't worry, I will put a copy of all my macros down in the description below before I put up this video. So now, let's take a quick view at a DPS character just to see how the keybinds benefit that. Okay, we're back, and I am now on my warrior, and you can see here it's a different little bit of a layout. Again, with my healing tunes, all the action bars are up here in the left-hand corner, hidden. I don't recommend that if you're just starting out. But once you get your muscle memory down, you can remember where all your spells are. It's a great way to free up some space on your screen. You can see more, and that's so important. Now, here you can see a little bit better view. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, shift 1, 2, 3, shift 4, 5, 6. And then I have my cooldowns on 1 through 5. And you can see I've got my Interupt on 7, Stormbolt on 8, which I don't think I'm spec'd into right now because I'm in a raid spec, not PvP. And my Intimidating Shout. And then I don't have a cleanse, so I have my Trinket over here on equal sign. So some differences between healing and DPSing. Similar with tanking. Tank is set up the same way. Now, what's this do? Now, I can quick go over and just start getting spells out. I don't have to worry about reaching down and click it. I can always keep my mouse right in front of me, which is important if I'm going to be doing anything like moving, because then my cursor's always right in front of me. As a warrior, sometimes I want to jump out of the way so I can cruise back in. And then also, you know, it's just for fun. You get to click on the keyboard. It can annoy your Discord partners, but once you get used to it, it does tune out. I do say that jokingly. But you get a little sense, and again, muscle memory kicks in. You know exactly where to go. I don't have to think. I don't have to move around down here and start clicking stuff. I'm able to get my spells out faster. So that's the benefit of key binding. Why key binding is so important, especially for DPS. Again, we'll go out, and I can just go right in. So, but what I don't recommend is, you know, there's a lot of spells at 110. If you're already 110, don't start out with keybinds on your 110 character. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go show you how to get started with a new character to get used to keybinds. When we get in there, I'll also talk a little bit about how to set this up on a keyboard versus an orb weaver. So here we are back on a level 1 human mage that I've made. You can see, starting out at level 1, you only have one spell. That's why it's important to start on a fresh character when learning how to keybind, because you only have to worry about one spell to cast. Now I put on heirlooms to help level up, so I can show you how to transition in when you get a new spell, which I get my next one at level 3. So you can see I just have to run around and press 1 on all the when I'm targeting to get the spell off. Now one other thing I've done on my mouse is I use my mouse wheel, kick it to the side to tab target, and that helps me select my targets faster. So there, I've got that one down. I also keybind all my mounts. You'll see my ground mount is button 4 on my mouse, air mount's button 5. So we're just going to pick up another quest here to get to level 3, which will be just a couple of kills. Let's find a spy. Org. There's a spy. Let's get him down. Once I get the second spell, we'll switch to target dummy to kind of talk about the next piece. Now, with the tab targeting, this helps select a little bit faster, but if there are specific mobs that you need to target, such as the Pyromancer when fighting Antoran High Command, I still will select them individually to make sure I'm not going through and sorting out to get all of the sort through all of the ads that come up. That way I can just pick the one. You also can set up macros to focus that target immediately and then set up focus macros. I don't do that. I don't have enough binding space to do that for myself. So there I hit level 3. Go into your spell book and now you'll see I have a second spell. Being this spell's on a cooldown, I want it on my 1 button because I'm going to cast it first, and then I'll move in to my filler spell. Now I'm out here throwing my frost bolts, and as soon as that comes off cooldown, I'll hit that and then go right back into my filler spells. This is what gets you used to using keybinds for DPS. Again, it can be quite overwhelming when you go to your 110 character and try to keybind all the multitudes of spells that they have and all the macros you've put together for bursts and focus macros and target macros, whatever else you've put together. So I recommend that you start out with a level 1 character, just level them up for a few spells just so you can get used to using the keybinds. Now again, if you're using a keyboard, I kind of recommend using the keys that are closely located. I know myself, the bottom row, I keep a similar, my action bar is the same, but my main spells would be Q, E, R, T, F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Shift 1, Shift 2, Shift 3, Shift 4, Shift 5. And again, keeping that in line, it helps with muscle memory. That again is so important. Once you get the muscle memory down, you can jump from tune to tune to tune and don't sacrifice getting used to, oh, where did I put this, where did I put this, so it doesn't kill your DPS. So again, if you have any further questions or would like any further detail on any of the subjects I've covered today, please let me know in the comments below. And again, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate that. As we continue to grow the channel, there will be more videos coming out. Most videos are PvE content. Excuse me, PvE or PvP. But if there's specific how-to videos you're looking for, let me know in the comments and I'll see what I can get made for you. So thanks again for tuning in, and you take care.